DFS Show with John Impemba and James Grande.
What is going on, FA Nation? John Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm NBA DFS Playbook Preview Show. We're looking at the Thursday 5-game main slate over on DraftKings. Starts at 7 p.m., runs through the 10 p.m. hour, 2 hours before the late night hammer kicks off Sacramento Golden State. Looking at the board here, you got Luka Doncic up over $12,000. They have a matchup against the Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis himself, 11-7. Cade up over $10,000, running it back against Washington at 10-3. Those are your only guys up over $10,000 on this slate. With it being 5 games, obviously there's some concentrated ownership. We already have some injury news. Notably, Josh Giddey's going to miss a couple weeks with his injury for Chicago. So that team just gets more and more decimated. Giddey was an absolute stud for us these last few weeks. We'll have to figure out where we go if we go anywhere with Chicago here. Sabonis could be back. Jonathan Kuminga will be back for the Golden State Warriors. How much he plays, I guess, remains to be seen. But plenty of storylines ahead. Our guy Keith Eister will be on the playbook, so I'll have all that for you in the chat. And then Keith and I will be live at 5 p.m. Eastern time. So we hope to see you then. How you feeling about everything here, Grande?
Feel pretty good. I think Steve Kerr kind of tipped his hat as to what Jonathan Kuminga's role is going to look like, and I don't think it's going to be a good one. So,
of course not.
Well, they've won a lot, so he's basically
not in spite of Kuminga,
guys,
but,
we're winning.
It's not his fault.
So we'll see if that remains to be true. Sure. But just had a comment there. But good fight. Good little.
Luka's $12K. He's your top price guard. If you had any questions about Luka, we talked about it on the show the other day. Without LeBron James on the floor and Luka on the floor, was over 40% usage rate and almost 2 fantasy points per minute. 22-point triple-double for Luka in 41 minutes against Brooklyn in that game. All systems go. $12K is probably too cheap. We're gonna be almost venturing into Jokic territory here, I think, with a solo Luka on this Lakers squad here. Where does he rank for you among the top overall guards? Again, you have Cade against Washington. You heard you talking crap about his peripheral stats. Went for 27, 8, and 10. Same matchup now against the Wizards. We'll see if he can run it back or not here, but obviously super favorable spot. And then you have Curry, $9,700.
Yeah, I mean, you can get to any 3 and even Dame at 9K, so you can get to any of those 4 guys. Luka 36.5% usage rate in that game, 41 minutes was amazing. He's still, the conditioning still is an issue, but he just needed to make shots. He didn't, and that has happened since he's come back. He has made shots, and he hasn't made shots game to game. But 12K Luka by himself, him and Austin Reeves looked great too in his own right. But definitely like Luka, definitely like Cade, definitely like Steph. I'd rank them just kind of the top 4 as they are, and that kind of be how I prioritize.
Sacramento gets Monk back in this one. He sat out the other night. They also could have Sabonis in this game. He's $7,600. We'll hit Reeves at shooting guard. You have Jordan Poole at $75. McCollum, $6,900. Cam Thomas is $64. But D'Angelo Russell back in the mix there. What are your thoughts on this mid-tier range?
Mid-tier, you want to talk about Reeves at shooting guard? Okay. Poole.
You can say nobody. We can just go to Trey Jones or something like that. It's not a huge.
Poole is fine. I mean, they're going to be without Koulibaly and Brogdon again. Is he going to fight Jalen Duran this game? Is he going to not run away from him this game?
We'll see if Marcus Smart and Isaiah Stewart fight.
Yeah, I mean, Poole shoved Duran the other day and then ran away when Duran started walking towards him. So we'll see what happens. McCollum, we talk about this all the time, has a ceiling. No Kelly Olynyk again, if that matters to anybody. I like the minutes for Cam Thomas. I think that's the most important thing here. 6,400 is not too expensive for a guy if he's going to play 30-plus minutes and take 20-plus shots. He is such a crazy fantasy per minute player. Bub Carrington played a bunch of minutes without Koulibaly the other day, 31. So if you want to go Bub, you can. I do think D'Lo's fine. I mean, he didn't shoot the ball particularly well in that Lakers game, but he still found 20 fantasy points, and the price is going down. I don't understand the price going down. If we're going to get D'Lo at 29 minutes, this is a more formidable team with Cam Johnson and Cam Thomas in the lineup and D'Lo. They are being extra competitive. I mean, they outright beat the Lakers. They were really competitive with the Cavs. I know the Cavs were down guys, but like really competitive with the Cavs. And now you have like the best spot on the board, arguably. So I think Brooklyn looks great here. 5,100 for Russell, even if he doesn't get you any more than 29 minutes.
I mentioned Trey Jones again. He's been playing a lot of minutes anyways, but now there's no Giddey. So just kind of continue that trending towards him for that. Cole Anthony played over 30 minutes again. Again, he has his days, 49 fantasy points versus Milwaukee. Follows it up with 18 versus Houston. You picked the right day. Pelicans could be the right day. They're not a good, necessarily defensive team. So you got that there. You'll have Alvarado off the bench. What do you think here for value?
Yeah, I like Cole Anthony in tournaments. Schroeder 47, basically what we thought he'd be, right? Low 20s minutes, low 20s production. Kind of the same scenario with Alvarado. I mean, he played mid 20s minutes, had 27 essentially fantasy points.
Yep.
That's also what he can do. So if you want to play him, that's the role he'll be in. Keon probably back to the bench. You don't need to play that. Gabe Vincent was really good the other day for the Lakers. I don't know if that's sustainable at all. Don't love that he only took 12 shots because, you know, he was out of body experience. He basically did nothing else. He was carried by all of his scoring. If he doesn't have that scoring again, it's really hard to trust. So I'd probably stay away.
Yeah, I agree. We'll see where the ownership ends up being. Obviously, Schroeder was one of the highest roster plays of the day the other day just because there's no value. So if no additional value opens up, could see people running right back to that Schroeder under a 5K play. Shooting guard, you get Levine at 85, Trey Murphy 77, Reeves 75, Kobe White $7,300.
Yeah, Levine, I'm not playing if Sabonis is back. That's too expensive. If Sabonis is out, I'd consider it. Murphy, definitely okay with. The minutes are great. The shot volume's great. Monk, at the price. Honestly, all the ownership here is going to be between Reeves and Kobe White. That's where all of it's going to funnel to. We talked about the Reeves numbers previously without LeBron. Almost triple-doubled on a night he couldn't make any shots. That's not a surprise. And the shot volume or the shot efficiency is going to turn around. He's 44% shooter on the year, 36% from three. So you have to suspect that's going to take a turn. And I've said it for like 2 weeks that Kobe White is playing great basketball. The Bulls have won 3 in a row against 3 teams ahead of them in the standings. For how long? I guess Miami, I don't know. But they are all ahead of them in the stand, beat all 3 of them. Kobe White's been a large part as to why. And he has the best eligibility, shooting guard, small forward. Great spot against Brooklyn, bottom 10 defense. So I love those 2 plays. And I'm positive the field will too. I think Kobe White probably gets more ownership because of his positional eligibility.
Malik Beasley,
I think both are great.
Did what he typically does there. Only played 22 minutes in that game, but hit 4 more threes. Another guy that's going to be low 5K can give you a close to 5X with a little bit of a ceiling if he gets the offense going. What do we think happens with Zaire Williams? Do we think these 30-plus minutes are real with everybody back in the lineup?
I mean, they've had a couple of games with them recently, so probably. I'll settle at probably. Probably not. Yeah. So just looking at this, right? The Charlotte game,
Yep.
Cam Johnson didn't play. The Lakers game,
Right.
Cam Thomas didn't play. The Cavs game,
Well, that's what I'm saying.
D'Angelo Russell
They're
did.
going to have all three of them here this time.
So I guess
Okay.
TBD on that question. My assumption would be their starting lineup from last game minus Keon Johnson plus D'Angelo Russell, and you have Zaire still in the starting lineup. So I guess we'll see. He's probably still like fourth in terms of priority for me on the team, though. But it's a great spot.
Got to be a bump up here.
Yeah, Herder's going to be really popular. 4,300 minutes are great. Volume for shots is going to be great. No Lonzo, no Josh Giddey. He's probably
That's kind of
starting
where I think as well. Probably starting. Anything else here for you?
Smart played 20 minutes. Hawkins played like 20 minutes. I was curious of what the Jordan Goodwin minutes were going to look like, and they looked kind of how I thought they'd look. They're really shorthanded, and I don't think they're getting anything back. And plus Luka now has an ankle injury, so it's another designation. Jackson Hayes has already been ruled out. So they're getting Finney Smith back. So that's their one back. I don't know if that necessarily affects Goodwin, but I don't hate the minutes there. He was playing a little bit more before he suffered an ankle injury. Then like what the Bulls do with all their ancillary pieces, I have no idea, but like there's always like the off chance that like THT enters their rotation because they're down Lonzo and Giddey, or we'll get to like Patrick Williams and we'll get to like all that stuff, but I don't think there's anything
small forward then.
Actually, I take it back. Sorry. Buddy Hield 4,400. No Brandon Pajemski in this game. So we're probably gonna see an uptick in minutes depending on what they want to do with Quentin Post and Buddy Hield. Those two like always, or if Hield's making shots, he has a ceiling and plays. But Pajemski's been starting. And Gary Payton. I don't know if you saw the Gary Payton game last game. Probably will never do it again. He has $4,100. I venture to say they're not going to have many 11 for 16 games moving forward. But 4 of the last 5 games, Gary Payton Jr. or Gary Payton II has played 20-plus minutes, and now they're without Brandon Pajemski. Basically told us they're not going to play Jonathan Kuminga all that much.
Sure.
I'm
you want to see what the starting lineup
little
looks
bit
like
interested
then, probably,
in Gary Payton. Yeah, I mean, no Pajemski, Curry, Butler, Draymond, Moody. They started Quentin Post last game. So it's probably Quentin Post, if I had to guess. Because the size, but Sabonis is like, if Sabonis, I would say Quentin Post if it's Valanciunas.
And they'll just play Draymond on like Sabonis if it's the other way.
Yeah.
Small forward, you have Zion. 33 minutes, so what we thought might have been the case after the Houston game is true. They're gonna they're unleashing.
Yep.
Triple doubled. 9,400.
Did you hear the Shaq comments?
I saw the Shaq didn't know who coached Detroit.
Said he was not. Yes, he also did. He said that he was not impressed with Zion's triple double because he only scored 20
Could be a fair
points.
assessment. What do you mean?
Why?
Gotta have bigger numbers, man.
Why would that ever be
rebounds are just about effort. Assists you can just thank your teammates for. Where's his output? His teammates made the shots, not him. He just passed the ball to him. Okay.
Let's move on. I'm done with this. It's
stupid. Wagner's $8,400. You got him. You got DeRozan. You got Butler. This range. Anybody else?
None of that. Wait, but they didn't have triple doubles. These aren't impressive lines at all.
We go over it every
the
slate.
Wagner
Right? He
stuff.
just like is not doing it right
now. It's a great spot. If there was ever a spot to do it, it's this one. But so I feel kind of the same. This tier is just probably Jimmy is the guy that I'd go to because he's looked really good the last 3 games. Coming off triple double last game, probably Jimmy or Zion.
Jimmy
would be the
52
2 guys
fantasy points, his triple double, 3 steals. Cam Thomas, obviously you mentioned him already, but like you can play him at small forward would be an easy plug.
Yep.
There are a lot of guys who kind of hit on it already. Is there anybody new? Bruce Brown?
Yeah, Bruce Brown. I mean, they already ruled the Olynyk out. So they started Bruce Brown. He was super low owned. He was definitely good. No complaints. He had an incredible start that probably led to some people being pretty disappointed with the result. But he had an incredible start to the game. Yeah, I think Bruce Brown's probably a really popular selection down here. Herder, we talked about. Peyton, we talked about. They played Kispert 26 minutes. He was fine. 22 fantasy points. He's still fine. He's not like exciting,
Williams.
but he's
Do you think
fine.
He gets a bump here?
No, I think we're pretty much gonna the slow ramp.
PhD get anything?
Like yes, a bump. Yes, a bump.
Someone's got to play. Someone has to play the Giddy minutes.
Very slowly.
That was like 38 minutes.
Someone has to play the Giddy minutes
available to somebody.
I know, but Patrick Williams isn't playing because he wasn't playing. He's coming off.
Would Tucker get those minutes?
There's a chance. Definitely.
Because he used to get the Levine minutes, right? So it'll be very interesting to see. Lonzo's doubtful. Giddy's out. They'll start Trey Jones. They don't have Io. Right? Like Dalen Terry, the Mazulis is already playing. Like the HT can start in this game. Right?
Yes, on all fronts.
All right, anything else?
Anything else? No.
Power forward. Giannis is 11-7. If you had to pick one of Giannis versus Luka. Okay.
Luka, but also no. I'm always good with playing Giannis. Like if you tell me like, yeah, let's play Giannis, be like, yeah, okay. Like if you and I were playing like a combo like $300, $500 buy-in tomorrow, you'd be like,
if I told you Giannis finished the game with 17 rebounds, you would have been like, man, did he have 80 fantasy points?
He must have had 100 fantasy points. Yeah.
He hasn't cracked 60 in 4 slates. You kind of need that over almost $12,000. So
you do
play Banchero here. He's been a better play.
Yeah. How would you rank? I would probably this is probably crazy to say, but like per dollar, Paolo, Cole Anthony.
You think Wagner's last?
I would probably rather play.
I mean, Wagner's got I'll say this: Wagner is the most stable of the two between him and Anthony. Like if nothing else, you're at least getting 35 fantasy points out of Wagner. You might get 10, or you might get 50 out of Cole Anthony. So
Cole Anthony, that's true. That's the Cole Anthony.
Cam Johnson 61 would be a pretty easy click there. I still like Toby, man. Toby's solid as they come here.
Dude, Cam Johnson, I feel like I've said his name 3. Like he has been so good lately. He's playing with other good players, and suddenly he's like, I'm not drawing all the defense.
I'm very curious to see how all 3 of them play together. Like we've seen it before, obviously this year, but just like
right, sure.
They've all had like good games when it's been 2. So
yeah, I mean, look, I think ultimately Cam Thomas is still going to shoot more than everyone else because that's Cam Thomas. We've seen that for years. But D'Lo has looked really good as a primary facilitator too. So like that helps Cam Johnson because
Yep,
Cam Johnson's such a good shooter.
All right. You see, Keyshawn played 30 minutes. Did you go back there?
Dude, he's good. He's really turned into like a good player. I don't love the price. I would probably like at that range, like you mentioned Toby. I'd probably just play Tobias than Keyshawn, but he's a good player.
Anything else here? We're way down.
Can't play Asar right now. Keegan can't. He's just terrible season.
He had moments, but
you can play Moses
back. It just can't.
Yeah, it doesn't make it. Yeah, it doesn't help. Moody is fine. Champagny started the other day for Koulibaly, and he actually closed in blowout too. So you have that. Like probably mid-20s minutes if there's not a blowout, and if there's a blowout again,
this has to be a ceiling Bazzulas game, right? He's going to at least have on paper the opportunity.
My only concern is that the guards are the ones that were impacted by Josh Giddey and Lonzo, right? Like it's not that like they got another forward.
Sure, but I'm thinking more so like Giddey was so good offensively, carrying the workload and everything else.
That they just need him to
step up. Again,
him.
It could very well be like Talon Horton-Tucker taking 18 shots tomorrow. It wouldn't be the first time we've seen that happen. But I feel like I would like it to be Montes Bazzulas taking those shots, right? Like,
I mean, I love I love the thought that Montes Bazzulas would get
it twice.
I'm just I know like it's also like not at a price where I'm like he's definitely gonna pay this off. Like we basically need 25 as a baseline. The volume hasn't been there.
I'm trying to, like, realistically,
Vooch is back
what
in the
is
mix.
The
Kobe White,
obviously.
So one, I don't know if it's Vooch because they didn't start him last game. They still started Zach Collins. So Kobe White, Trey Jones,
Kevin Huerter starts
for sure. Kevin Huerter. And then Collins / Vooch is because they DMP'd Jalen Smith.
So you're so right. So Huerter's the one that we expect to start for Giddey.
Yeah, I would expect it to be, unless they wanted to do like the Patrick Williams thing, right? And like they go Patrick Williams because he started before. But I feel like that wouldn't make sense with the minutes, the way that his minutes are just going to be, and the way
it'd be a pretty horrific defensive starting five without.
Oh, awful! I mean, but it's awful to begin with. No Io, no Lonzo. Like those are like your best two defenders to begin with, and you don't have either of them. So it's going to be it's a bad team. That's won 3 in a row. The Bazzulas stuff is just a little. Probably like it's fine. It's fine. I think more people will go to Matt Kovic,
who went nutty in his closeout run there. Just didn't miss.
And it's like it's annoying, dude. It's annoying because I put it on Twitter, but he's a good per minute player.
Yes, I agree. Let's see. Anything else down here? Probably not, right?
Interestingly enough, the Lakers did not start Jared Vanderbilt the other day. He did play a lot, but he didn't start. I don't think he's going to start either. So, but he played 26 minutes off the bench. So if you want to like look at him for 26 minutes off the bench, they got Finney Smith back. So like they went to Alex Len as the starter.
We almost threw up.
That's not going to happen again.
And then we're like.
It's not going to happen again. They're not going to start Alex Len. He would be surprised if he's on the team like by the end of the season. But
center, could have a returning Sabonis. Obviously, if he comes back, it kills the J-Val. Sabonis is out. We play Valanciunas here at $7,900 because he's continued to be really good.
Yes.
Jalen Duren also continues to be really good. Didn't need all the minutes. Played 25. Still had a double. $6,900.
Yeah, Washington. I mean, Washington stands no chance
Yeah.
against that. No, none.
Yeah, Sarr was not very good. Zach Collins, you said split minutes. What would you go? Just like Claxton at all interesting to you?
Claxton, Draymond,
Yeah.
Duren. I mean,
Draymond's good.
Valanciunas, obviously, like you said, the Knicks game was what it was. They got blown out. He didn't play, whatever.
He's still doubled.
Still doubled. Duren is going to be without a doubt, Jalen Duren's the most popular center of the slate. Not even, he was super popular the other day. Washington gets smashed by everything center. Points in the
What kind of plays to the advantage for Duren also is that he doesn't play 35 minutes.
You don't need him. Yeah, you don't need him to.
He plays 29. So, he missed 4 minutes and not 10 minutes like a normal starter does, so.
I said it to you the other day too. Washington's 29th in allowing points or second chance points, and they're 28th in points in the paint. Like two things that Duren strive. Like that's his excellent. That's where he is best. So love Duren. I could talk. I know Rashawn Holmes. So that's the reason Sarr struggled again. He wasn't good, but they went to Sarr or they went to Holmes and Holmes was good. I would be okay going to Alex Sarr considering how good he was leading up to that game. But yeah, I think Draymond, Sarr, Claxton all make a lot of sense there.
Yeah, I agree.
Finney Smith is going to play 40 minutes.
He's been so bad, but I don't know. The minutes are good.
I wonder what happens with the Messi minutes if he doesn't play, because they have Mo Bamba as well, and they played Mo Bamba 15 minutes. Like Matt Kovic seems like he would be the guy in front of Mo Bamba for to start. Yeah. But also maybe they just like him off the bench. Who knows? Quentin Post, 4,300 as well. I think Quentin Post is a pretty good play without Pajemski in tournaments only.
Can Lakers go small versus Milwaukee? Wouldn't they just, not that they have talented bigs at all, but wouldn't they just get smoked by Bro and Giannis if DFS is their 5?
Yeah, I think they'd more likely start of the two. It's probably Trey Jemison than it is Alex Len because but we've talked about this before.
They should have just eaten that physical from Mark Williams, man.
They should have probably just figured it out.
Because he's playing, so I don't know what the deal was.
He is. He surely is. He also playing really well.
And they could use a center, man. All right. So let's go Duren here and Luka. And then Herder.
Herder. Bruce Brown.
Yeah, Brown. Small forward. Maktovic, Carlo. It's not. I don't want too much against Orlando, but he's gonna play, I think so.
Yeah.
Get Kobe White here. Get one. Cam Thomas or D'Angelo Russell? Which one do you like better? Russell's much cheaper.
Cam Thomas or D'Angelo Russell?
Yeah.
Probably D'Lo. You can move Herder to small forward, I think. Oh, you can. You can play Kobe White there.
Yeah.
The shooting guard.
Yeah. And that gives us a $6,200 utility, which could still be Cam Johnson, if you wanted it to be.
The Brooklyn spot against the Bulls.
Brooklyn's a good spot. I agree. All right, Luka, Kobe White, Bruce Brown, Carlo Maktovic, Jalen Duren, D'Angelo Russell, Kevin Porter, Cam Johnson, a little Brooklyn-Chicago game stack with a Luka cherry on top for everybody. Again, myself and Keith Eister will be live 5 p.m. Eastern time to break it all down for you guys. If you missed the live show, we had an announcement on that show. if you are a Fantasy Alarm subscriber and you change your DraftKings or FanDuel avatar logo to the Fantasy Alarm logo and finish in the top 5 of any contest with at least 1,000 entrants, screenshot that, tweet at the Fantasy Alarm account, and you'll get a free month of Fantasy Alarm All Pro. That is for Fantasy Alarm subscribers. You can sign up and get the 7-day free trial and get your first month for 50% off when you go to fantasyalarm.com/win. Promo code Let's Go. Again, change your avatar to the Fantasy Alarm logo. Come in the top 5 of any contest with 1,000 entries or more. Screenshot it, tweet it at us, and we'll give you a free month of Fantasy Alarm All Pro. You can come join the family circle with us today. Keith and I will be back at 5, everybody. We'll talk to you later.